The Haunting of Willow Hollow. In the heart of the sleepy town of Willow Hollow stood an old, dilapidated mansion, its once grand facade now shrouded in darkness and decay. Locals whispered tales of the mansion being haunted, its halls echoing with the tormented souls of those who had met their untimely end within its walls. Despite the warnings, curiosity drew four friends, Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah, to explore the abandoned mansion one fateful Halloween night. As they ventured into the mansion's shadowy interior, a chill gripped the air, sending shivers down their spines. The floorboards creaked beneath their feet, as if protesting the intrusion of unwelcome guests. Emma's flashlight flickered, casting eerie shadows that danced along the walls, heightening the sense of dread that enveloped them. Descending into the mansion's basement, they stumbled upon a decrepit room adorned with arcane symbols and faded paintings. The air grew thick with a sense of foreboding, and Emma's heart raced with unease. Ignoring the warning signs, they pressed on, unaware of the malevolent force that lurked within the mansion's depths. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream pierced the silence, echoing through the mansion like a mournful wail. Panic-stricken, the friends scrambled to find the source of the sound, their footsteps echoing in the darkness. As they reached the top of the staircase, they froze in horror at the sight before them. Standing at the end of the hallway was a spectral figure, its ethereal form illuminated by the pale moonlight streaming through the shattered windows. Its hollow eyes bore into their souls, filling them with a primal fear that rendered them speechless. With a haunting moan, the ghostly apparition beckoned them forward, its outstretched hand a harbinger of doom. Driven by terror, the friends fled through the mansion's labyrinthine corridors, their frantic footsteps echoing off the walls. But no matter how fast they ran, the spectral presence pursued them relentlessly, its unearthly cries growing louder with each passing moment. Desperate for escape, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber concealed behind a crumbling wall. With trembling hands, they pushed their way inside, finding themselves in a forgotten library choked with dust and decay. In the center of the room stood an ancient tome bound in cracked leather, its pages filled with forbidden knowledge and unspeakable horrors. As they frantically searched for a way to banish the vengeful spirit, Liam's gaze fell upon a passage detailing a ritual of exorcism. With trembling hands, he recited the incantation, his voice barely above a whisper. Suddenly, a blinding light filled the chamber, banishing the darkness and purging the mansion of its malevolent presence. With the curse lifted, the friends emerged from the mansion, their hearts heavy with the weight of the horrors they had witnessed. As they looked back at the crumbling facade of the mansion, they knew that Willow Hollow would forever bear the scars of its haunted past. Though they had escaped with their lives, the memory of that fateful Halloween night would haunt them forever, a reminder of the darkness that lurked within the shadows of Willow Hollow. And as the years passed, the legend of the haunted mansion would live on, a cautionary tale for those who dared to venture into the unknown. The town of Willow Hollow was never the same after that fateful Halloween night. The once quiet streets were filled with whispers of the haunted mansion and the terrifying ordeal that Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah had endured. But for the four friends, the nightmare was far from over. As the days turned into weeks, they began to experience strange occurrences that defied explanation. Emma would wake in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat, her dreams plagued by visions of the spectral figure that had haunted the mansion. Alex found himself unable to shake the feeling of being watched, even in the safety of his own home. Liam's once steady hands trembled with fear at the slightest noise, while Sarah's laughter was tinged with an edge of hysteria. Despite their best efforts to move on, the presence of the mansion lingered like a dark cloud over their lives. It seemed that no matter where they went, they could not escape the shadows that followed them, whispering of secrets long buried and horrors best left forgotten. Determined to find answers, they returned to the mansion, hoping to uncover the truth behind its haunted legacy. But as they stepped through the crumbling doorway, they realized that they were not alone. The mansion pulsed with a malevolent energy, its walls echoing with the tortured cries of the lost souls that wandered its halls. With each step they took, the darkness seemed to close in around them, suffocating them with its icy grip. They could feel the eyes of the mansion upon them, watching their every move with a cold, unyielding gaze. And then, they saw it, the spectral figure that had haunted their dreams, its form twisted and contorted with rage. As the figure advanced towards them, Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah knew that they were facing a force beyond their understanding. But they refused to back down, drawing upon reserves of courage they never knew they possessed. With a defiant cry, they confronted the spirit, demanding to know why it haunted them so. And then, the truth was revealed, a tale of betrayal, revenge, and a curse that had bound the mansion's inhabitants to an eternity of torment. The spirit had once been a young woman, wronged by those she trusted most. In her rage and despair, she had made a pact with dark forces, cursing the mansion and all who dared to trespass within its walls. Moved by her tragic story, Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah vowed to break the curse once and for all. With the help of an ancient grimoire they discovered hidden within the mansion's depths, they performed a ritual of purification, banishing the darkness and freeing the spirits trapped within. As the last echoes of the curse faded into silence, the mansion began to crumble around them, its haunted legacy finally laid to rest. And as they emerged from the ruins, bathed in the light of the rising sun, Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah knew that they had finally found peace. But even as they left Willow Hollow behind, they could never forget the horrors they had faced. For in the darkness that lurked within the shadows, they had found the strength to confront their deepest fears and emerge victorious. And though the memory of that fateful Halloween night would always linger in their minds, they knew that they were stronger together than they ever could have been apart. Months passed since the events at the haunted mansion, and life in Willow Hollow began to return to normal, or so it seemed. Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah had tried to put the nightmare behind them, but a lingering sense of unease still plagued their thoughts. Strange occurrences continued to unsettle the town, whispers of shadowy figures seen lurking in the darkness and eerie wails echoing through the night. Emma woke one morning to find her bedroom window shattered, shards of glass scattered across the floor like a warning. Alex's reflection in the mirror seemed to flicker and distort, his features twisted into grotesque shapes that vanished when he blinked. Liam's dreams were plagued by visions of the spectral figure, its hollow eyes burning into his soul with a malevolent glare. And Sarah swore she heard the sound of whispered voices whenever she was alone, their words too faint to decipher but filled with an unmistakable sense of malice. Desperate for answers, the four friends decided to investigate the source of the disturbances, fearing that the curse of the haunted mansion had not been fully vanquished. They returned to the crumbling ruins, their hearts heavy with dread as they stepped through the broken doorway. But as they explored the decaying corridors, they realized that something was different this time. The mansion pulsed with an otherworldly energy, its walls shifting and warping as if alive. Shadows danced in the corners of their vision, twisting and contorting into grotesque shapes that seemed to mock their very existence. As they delved deeper into the mansion's depths, they stumbled upon a hidden chamber, its walls adorned with ancient runes and symbols. A chill swept through the air, and Emma's skin prickled with a sense of foreboding. They had stumbled upon something far more sinister than they had ever imagined. Suddenly, the chamber was filled with a blinding light, and the air was filled with the sound of anguished wails. The walls seemed to close in around them, trapping them in a suffocating embrace. Panic surged through their veins as they realized they were not alone. From the shadows emerged the spectral figure, its form twisted and contorted with rage. Its eyes blazed with an otherworldly fire, and its voice echoed through the chamber like 1,000 tortured souls. "You cannot escape," it hissed, its words dripping with malice. "You are mine now, forever bound to this cursed place." With a cry of defiance, Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah fought back against the darkness, drawing upon the strength they had found in each other. But the spirit was relentless, its power overwhelming them with each passing moment. Just as all hope seemed lost, Emma remembered the ancient grimoire they had discovered in their previous encounter. With trembling hands, she recited the words of a long-forgotten incantation, channeling the magic of the ancient text into a beacon of light that pierced the darkness. As the light spread through the chamber, the spectral figure recoiled in agony, its form dissipating like smoke in the wind. With a final, mournful wail, it vanished into the ether, leaving behind only a lingering sense of dread. Exhausted but victorious, Emma, Alex, Liam, and Sarah emerged from the mansion's depths, their bond stronger than ever before. Though the curse of Willow Hollow had been lifted, they knew that the darkness would always linger in the shadows, waiting to strike again. As they left the mansion behind, they vowed to never forget the horrors they had faced and the strength they had found in each other. For even in the face of unspeakable evil, they had proven that love and friendship were the most powerful weapons of all. And though the nightmare of Willow Hollow was finally over, they knew that their journey was far from finished.